Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all. Wishing you a wonderful day, relaxing with your family or alone, either way. And enjoy the spirit of Christmas. Celebrate and be jolly and kind to everyone, including yourselves. So let's see, who do we have here? We have a hello, which we don't know who it is from. So it's Mellow. It says hi. No, it's not a hello, it's a Mellow. Okay. Mellow, let me know your age, gender, where you're tuning in from. And Christo Esquilin. Also, please do remind me of your age, gender, and where you're tuning in from. I'd thoroughly appreciate it. And Christo says 32 male, Virginia Beach, VA. That's Virginia, isn't it? I'm Sherlock, yes. Christo says, salute a señor. Saludos, a señor. Thank you very much. And hello to you as well. I think that's what it means. See, Virginia. Jaja? What is Haya? Haha. Oh, haha. Okay. All right. All right, then. I'm practicing my Spanish, I guess. Something to learn new. Last night I was up till about 5:30. I was just putting a video up, and then I had to edit it and then get shorts out of it. So I uploaded the few minutes that it was, and then brought 3 shorts out of it, similar to each other, but a little different. Then I had to go through the editing process of it and upload it on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. So I really didn't get enough sleep. However, I have my loyalty here. Loyalty. I have my friendly roasted dandelion root tea. And I have Lygia here. Says Lygia, 33, Brazil. Says, Merry Christmas, Mehran. I'm with my family in Venezuela. Oh, my goodness. How wonderful. Merry Christmas to you as well. And as I mentioned before, Merry Christmas to all. Delighted that you made it home and you're with your family. Venezuela is a place I think I would like to visit someday. I hope there would be some kind of a speaking engagement or some kind of a workshop that would make it wonderful, because that would be work and vacation. But I've heard a lot about Venezuela, and especially the beautiful girls. I have to admit that that's also one of the motivations. I love to see that place, maybe someday. Tommy Walker says, hello, Tommy Walker, Detroit. Thank you very much, Tommy. So is it going to take you 4 messages till I know your age, gender? Now we know the Detroit part of it. So that's 2, and then 2 more. That would be your age, one of them, and the other one gender. Or can you just, bloody hell, give it all at the same, same message? Chinmay is here, says, so here's the thing. No, It's not the thing. First, Chinmay, always remind me age, gender, where you tuning in from. I think I know it could be India, but don't forget the protocol, everyone. So, Tommy Walker says 43 male Detroit, USA. Extra information is always good. USA, I wouldn't figure that out. There's other Detroits around the world, no? So, thank you for that. Tommy, is it your first time here? I might have seen that name, but I'm not so sure. G3T, B3 TTER. I don't know what that stands for, but it's a 24 male California. Thank you for that. Shinmei says 21 male. That must be India, is it? Chinmei says, so there is, here's the thing. Okay, what's the thing? Says Meran, let me get this one. Last time I spoke to you about the career OCD, here's the thing. I'm considering pursuing my master's in a field I feel suits me best on my skills and personality. Right? What does have to do with the career OCD? I'm trying to figure that out. But I get these thoughts that makes me question that decision, whether I enjoy myself down the line, considering the financial investment. Eventually, the apprehension evolve into anxiety. Is there a question here? You're just telling me how you feel about something, but I wonder, what does it have with the OCD career that you say? Do you mean that because you have intrusive thoughts or thoughts about your career not being suitable for you and this and that and financial or investment on it, therefore it kind of makes you feel like you don't know if you should take this or not? Are you saying that these thoughts interfere with your decision to go into the field that you think you like? I'm really not quite sure what the question is there, but I'm trying to feel it out as I read your question. So I've been struggling with sleep lately. It has been affecting my appetite too. I want it. I know I do. I've dreamt about it, but why is my mind making me feel otherwise? And why I'm buying into it? Says, yes, sir, seeing a psychiatrist soon. Well, okay. You see, right now, you told me something, but in different sequences, not in proper order. So it's kind of hard to figure out. So relax about it. What I wanted you to do right now, right this moment, do a double breathe like I show you here. You breathe in, one more, hold, exhale. Breathe normally. One more time. Double breathe. Breathe normally. One more time. Double breathe, hold, exhale slowly, then breathe normally. Breathe normally. As you can see, there is no anxiety right now. Anxiety is thought-based. When you move thoughts out of your consciousness, there is no basis for anxiety. When the mind is clear, there is no anxiety, because anxiety is thought-based. You got to think of something to create a certain kind of a fictional whatever danger, and then you react to that danger, and it could also spill over by your body reacting to that effects of that thoughts. So when you do this double breath, which are involving two different mechanisms of breathing, pre-Butzinger complex, which is a normal breathing, and parafacial nuclei, which is a second set of system of breathing, which allows you to manipulate your breathing, which makes you able to laugh and breathe when you cry. That's using the second system of breathing. Of course, the names don't matter. I just want to show you how smart I am. Otherwise, otherwise it just means you double breathe, hold, breathe out, and then breathe normally. And that takes care of it. It's like a shock that psychiatrists use when they have a patient who's really severely depressed, and they can't get him out of that rot that he has created, and they kind of give him a jolt of electric shock and bring him out, take the thoughts away, brain kind of readjusts itself, and they have a window of an opportunity to see the world as it is, and then carry on their journey. And this double breath does that for us as a shock, but is not actually shock. It completely takes all thoughts out of the consciousness and makes your brain feel level and reset, and you feel good. So whenever you have anxiety in regards to, I don't know, some public speaking or whatever it is that makes you anxious, do that, and a few times and you'll be fine. Now, Chinmay says, let me reframe it. Thank you. It says, my intrusive thoughts tell me that pursuing my masters isn't wise decision, and I may not enjoy it, even though I want to. That's not your intrusive thoughts telling you. First of all, intrusive thought is not your boss. Intrusive thought is a glitch in the brain, and the brain itself is an organ that is hanging on to your ass to live. Your brain is not you. You were here a million years before this brain developed into what it is only 40,000 years ago. This brain was added to you. It's not that you are added to the brain. So brain is you. So what it says goes. What it says is logic. What it says is intellect. It's not that the brain is you and you are the follower of the brain. You are the awareness. You are the judge of the brain secretion. You're the one responsible to help the brain when it goes into glitches and malfunctions. Just like you're responsible to help repair or heal your intestine when you have diarrhea. It's not like you say, "Oh well, my intestine says that I gotta live as a diarrhea or keep having that." No, you fix it because it's out of whack. The brain is not something you should be following. The brain is what you judge its secretion, its thoughts. Then you live by your vetoes and choices. based on your awareness and your experiences and your wisdom. Brain is not wise. Brain is not intellect. There is no localization of intelligent or intellect center in the brain. Dr. Speary and Dr. Penfield have had 1,000 operations on the brain. And often the patients were awake to guide and ask and respond to the questions that the surgeon had. Because once you enter the skull, there are no pain nerves in the brain. So the patient can actually be awake when they're doing the operation. So through the stimulation of certain points in the brain, they could localize some things, such as localize sight center if they would stimulate something in the occipital part of the brain, and then maybe a light or some kind of light shows up, and that is a stimulation of the sight center. So they localize sight center. If there's a certain kind of a place that they would stimulate and the limb moves, there's motorin section, centralized, localizing a motorin center. And if there's speech center, that they actually stimulate some parts, and the patient says something, that's localizing speech center. But they could never localize intelligence center, intellect center, smart center, math center, compassionate center, consciousness center. None of these are localized in the brain. So brain is a dumb shit sitting there, an organ. Its job is to make thoughts. It doesn't know what thought it makes. It just makes thoughts according to all the information that's entered into it from your experiences, what's been uttered out there, what you hear, the magazines and movies or televisions and programs and mainstream dumb shit media and all the rest of it, the propaganda and everything. You're supposed to judge it and see if it's useful to you or not. You live by your vetoes and choices, not by the utterings, suggestions, or images that the brain makes and so on. So this idea that you're telling me, my brain tells me, my intrusive thoughts tells me, what the fuck do they know? What kind of a living is this? That you're getting your orders from this? You're supposed to use this as a utility and judge what it spills out. So if it's useful to you or not. That's how you live. So the fact that it tells you, oh, you may not enjoy the master, say, fuck you. I'll see what I have to do for my life to put food on the table. Whether I like it or not, that's something I have to do in order to advance in my life. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to suck it up and do it. What? Life is a holiday. You're supposed to have everything smooth and ready to go. You have to enjoy it to learn something. No. Get off your ass and go do what you think you got to do for your life, and stop this bullshit of believing any of these garbage that comes to your head. It says, even though I want to, eventually I believe, and I get anxious fighting it. Why do you get anxious? To what? Just because it's like you have some dog that is you're trying to say, well, this dog orders me to do this, and I get anxious and I fight. Well, you don't have to listen to the dog. It has to listen to you. That's your answer for now. Otherwise, I get upset and I'm going to start throwing my tea out the other side of the room. G3TB3TTER, it's in a tongue twist. Are you testing me? Says, I have a question. So do I. When do I get this channel to 2 million subscribers? With the quality that we have here, shame on you guys. You haven't promoted this channel as best as you could. So I have a question. If you are in a new country for vacation in which you barely know the language spoken there for 2 months, how would you go about the trip? Would you bother trying to meet ladies there? Why not? Ask yourself. Do you care what language the ladies speak? You're thinking about your handicap, not being able to speak their language. How about them? They can't speak your language. So you're evened up. Figure it out. Maybe hand gestures, or, take a flower or invite them to tea. Something of the international language of kindness will do the job, do the trick. Flafaloon. Flafaloon says, hey, hello, my mom. Hello, my man. Okay. Well, let me change this. It's kind of okay. So, hello, my man. Merry Christmas. Many blessings to you. Some times ago, I had a realization that the thoughts are unreal. It seems they pop out of nothing and blast some kind of headline. Okay, first of all, let me know your age, gender, where you're tuning in from, and I will be gladly reading the rest of your questions. And let me go to the next question. I'll come back to you. Chinmay says, also, sir, is it true that eating meat gets in the way of mindful meditation? No, that's bullshit. It's said on many communities that it is hypocritical and impacts the process negativity. No, that's bullshit. I've been eating meat all my life. I prefer to eat vegetables, but I don't know enough recipes to get enough protein in me for my balance and health. Especially, I go to the gym all the time. I need protein coming back in. I can't eat that much beans and things to get the protein in. I'll be puffed up like a balloon before I get any protein in. So, no, it's bullshit. So I do require it for nutrition. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Enjoy it. And that's what I have to say about that. You can do your own research, but I like it. I'm not so crazy about the red meat, but enjoy a good steak, chicken, fish, amazing. All of them are good. Everything in moderation. All this bullshit that we are, herbivore or not carnivorous or carnivore. What do you think? From million years ago, our ancestors, they had all these knowledge of nutritional values, and they would actually grow plants. They didn't know how to grow plants. They would kill an animal, eat it. So don't go overboard. You can have a good balance, vegetables and all these, and very important, but meat is part of our diet. So in my opinion, you do your own research. And Fluffaloon says, me, Miami, I get, is it? No, well, it says 49, male from Vernon, New Jersey. Thank you for that. You go back to, and he says, so he says, like, you cannot accept this or whatever. I call it the ego. Okay, so you're telling me what you think about it. That's fine. Whatever you think. I'm sorry. I'm not going to read what you have come up with because I just want to see if there's a question I can answer. So you cannot accept this or whatever. I call it the ego, but I realize this ego is made of concepts and what? It's some kind of and concepts are not real. Do you agree here? Well, listen, you're going somewhere that it's really neither here nor there. You just got to know that you're analyzing what? You're analyzing an organ's secretion. It's a brain. It's not you. That's all you need to know. You don't follow the brain. You judge what brain does according to if it's useful or not. I just discussed this. Perhaps when it's uploaded, you can hear that again. And it says, it was not real, so I realized my light or being is real. Okay, I don't get it. And so we construct the world with our thoughts. How do you relate to this? Look, this is what I can say about what I think you're trying to say. Knowledge is always limited. You have a certain amount of information in your consciousness, and you're viewing the entirety or the unlimited world, the consciousness, unlimited consciousness of the universe, the world. You're viewing it through a small hole of your consciousness. Your consciousness has limited the unlimited world out there. Your consciousness, the content of your consciousness, has limited your ability to see the availability of unlimited information out there and happening. So in other words, it's like you have a small peephole, you're trying to see the entirety of what's behind that door. You can't. So your consciousness have become your world. It's not true. There is a bigger world out there, much bigger than your consciousness and you and what you think you're limited by. So if you get out of your consciousness and focus what the real world is out there and don't view it with the limited information you have in your consciousness. In other words, don't think the world out there is all into your consciousness. Your consciousness is a fragment of what's out there, and you cannot reach the whole totality of the opportunities and information out there by constantly thinking this is the world that you have between your ears, and it's limited to the content of your consciousness, and you're trying to judge the whole scenery out there with the limited information you have here. So here I said it. I don't know if it made sense or not, but I said it. All right. Chinmay says, great advice. Fuck you, life isn't holiday. Yeah, it's true. To say to the brain when it's anxious. That's right. What anxious? Let the brain be anxious. You don't give a shit. You're not anxious. Let the brain be anxious. So fuck it. Be anxious. You want to go crazy, go crazy. But I do. And I get the brain's anxiousness out of me, and I can continue on. You want to be anxious, you stupid brain. MA is male 34, Arab Desert. Okay. It says, good to see you, Master Mehran. Love and greeting to you as well, my friend. You haven't been around for a long time, have you? Let me remember. You're in Qatar, are you not? Am I guessing you as who you are? Did you not have a session with me a long time ago? And were you not introducing your call sign here as also the same as the Arab Desert? I think you're from Qatar. Am I right? Ah, there we go. So Muhammad, is it Muhammad? So where have you been? Have you been good? I hope you have. And Tommy Walker says, how do you recover from covert hypnosis? I don't know what that is. Give me more example. What does covert hypnosis mean? G3T B3TTER. Do you personally think that trying to use dating apps like Tinder, Hinge, Bumble is a waste of time? Better to meet people in person? Definitely, if possible. Definitely. You know, these apps become a game. The girls keep looking to see what other attention they can get, what other options are there, and the options are infinite. And the guy is looking at this girl and that girl and that girl and flips it to the right, and this one, and doesn't answer the next one, and all this. It's a continuous trying to search. It's like you go for buying a shirt or something to wear, and it's cold, and you keep going to the first store, and you say, well, no, I don't like this. It's still good, but it's not that good. So you go to the next one. You're constantly looking for what you consider the best, but all along, you're naked and you're getting cold. Buy something that is decent, put it on, and try it and see how if it suits you. But in these apps, everybody's trying to keep trying this one and that one and this one and go out with this one. It's like life is about how many times you go out. You never have a chance to connect with anybody if you constantly are testing. It's like going to a food tasting place and you're tasting this and tasting that. You never get to choose the dish you want to sit down and eat. You get full by the time, and you never had the time to actually enjoy a whole entirety of a food. Keep a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and really didn't understand what you ate, what was the nutritional value, how much of it was. It's all bullshit. So if it's the only way, well, okay, you see if you can make a connection. Sometimes it works. But definitely it's always best to meet someone face to face and maybe in some kind of a venue and then get to know each other. Luna is here. My goodness, Luna, you haven't been around for a long time. Luna from UK, I believe, no? So salam, dear Mehran. I'm Mehrin today. Am I Mehrin today? Now let me put it up so embarrass the hell out of you. Not even you haven't shown up for so long. We missed you. Now you just put my name as Mehrin. Why don't you put Shirin at least? It's girl's name. What the heck? So, says, I know it's been almost a lifetime since I tuned into your channel, but I happened upon it just now and wanted to wish you and yours a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. And thank you very much, Luna, dear. I appreciate that. I wish you a Merry Christmas as well and a Happy New Year for you and yours, and hope you'll have a tranquil, relaxing, and spirited day with wonderful people around you. And even if not, by yourself, you'll be wonderful for you. And enjoy the day and the new year yet to come. And Luna says, how are you and your family keeping? Well, I sincerely hope many good wishes from me, 39 female UK. My pleasure, and thank you very much for your kindness, Luna. I also wish you wonderful things and hope that this year would be kinder to you than last year was to all of us. And now we have Chinmay says, also, sir, is my decision to see a psychiatrist before seeing a therapist wise? One thing I know is that I'm reluctant to medication. I've read about all the horrid symptoms, including dependency. I don't really understand what the fuck you want to take medication. What's going on with you? You just want to make a decision to go for masters or not. If you have constantly procrastinating, you just stomp it and go and do what you got to do and create a strong willpower to follow what you think you should be doing rather than being following the brain. The brain is no different than any other organ of you. You follow your kidney, you follow your liver, you follow your intestine. What is it that you're trying to do? Why is it that you don't know your worth and value, that you are the boss? The brain is a fragment of your entirety. It's a tool, it's an apparatus for you to use to bring, things, make things easier for yourself, calculate something, learn something, produce something, design something. That's all. Its job is not to make decisions for you. It suggests things, and you see if the suggestion is worth your while. Is it necessary? Is it useful for you? Is it works for you or not? And then you veto it or you choose it. That's what you live for. You don't live by your suggestion of the brain. You live by your vetoes and choices according to your core values and principles and what you think you should be doing and what you've planned and decided you need to do to bring that to fruition. And we have Adrian here. Aha, hello, Adrian. Rocky says, hello, Mehran. Adrian, 44, Romania. aka Rocky. Yes, I remember you. So how are you, Reverend? You're as always full of energy. Well, I hope so. And Tommy Walker says, I was working at a company where they were using hypnosis to train and modify behavior of workers. I had hypnosis done. Now I'm having thoughts that distract me and problems with impulse control. Why would you allow anybody to put you through hypnosis? Why are you guys so careless about yourselves? Who the fuck do you think these people are? What is their intention? For productivity? Fuck them. Your productivity is decided by you, how much you want to work and you don't want to work. And you train yourself to be focused on your work if you want to, and you train yourself not to work whenever you don't want to. It's no different than playing tennis or piano. You focus to learn it with full attention, mindfulness, or you don't, depending on what you decide. So productivity is also something you can train yourself. Why do you have to go through hypnosis? What do you think these people are? Do you really think that they have the best interest of you? They're trying to make every fucking human being on this earth as their slave. These fucking globalists and all that. What do you think all these things are for? What they're doing? All take our freedoms away and all these other things and the, thingy, and everybody has to do it and all the shit that now shit has hit the fan, and it was all a hoax and bullshit and exaggerated, and they just sold a bunch of things and people have seen the consequences. Why is it that you guys believe every fucking thing that any government or governmental agency or your corporation comes in? Who do you think these corporations are? Really, for you? They're following a certain agenda. So be aware. Now, I don't know what you've done and what you should do to get out. Maybe you talk to some psychiatrist and just ask their opinion, because I'm not familiar with what they've done, how you can undo it. But I know that meditation will help you, and doing Wim Hof style of breathing in the morning, I find it very resetting of the brain and brings you to balance, which, as you know, I've done that. I do that often myself. For me, it's very invigorating, very nice. You lie down in your bed, empty stomach. Maybe after you wash up, when you get up before breakfast, you lie in a bed and you breathe in and you let it all out in one shot, at least 30 times. Keep doing that. And then the last time that you breathe out, this was only a few breaths, but you do that 30 or 40 times. And the last exhale that you make, then you don't breathe. You've got so much oxygen in you that you don't need to breathe. It would be a little bit difficult at the beginning because your system is designed to breathe back up, but you just don't. You don't push, but you just don't breathe in anymore. Stay exhaled and relax. I'm now capable to go up to about 3 minutes of not breathing, but without pushing. As soon as I see there's a struggle necessary to keep not breathing, I start breathing. That's what you should do. You never push. Even this few, it just puts me in a very relaxed, and everything resets. So you might want to try that Wim Hof breathing method. And first time, maybe you will be able to not breathe for 15 seconds or 30 seconds, depending on your abilities. And then you breathe normally. After you start, either 15 second or 30 second or whatever you can, it's finished, you breathe normally, but never struggle for keeping not breathing. It has to be comfortable. And it builds on. And after a while, it's comfortable for you from the beginning to a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and so on. And that might actually bring you, clear your head. But I really don't know what these guys have done and why you have allowed yourself to subject yourself to that kind of shit. Julian says, hi, Mehran. I almost recovered from HOCD, and I'd like to thank you really much for all your high-quality video about the subject. You're quite welcome, Julian. I appreciate your feedback. And remember, HOCD is not something that you should worry about, that you're going to recover from it or not. It's a process of intrusive thoughts. If it shows up, whenever it shows up, whatever topic, OCD, HOCD, intrusive thoughts, repetitive thoughts, it could be of any kind of a topic. The topic doesn't matter. The fact that it's intrusive thoughts, that's how you deal with it. And then you use the 4 steps of Dr. Schwartz or the other techniques that we talked about on the videos. And it's not about, if it doesn't show up for a number of days, then I have recovered fully, and otherwise I haven't. None of that shit. Intrusive thoughts, including HOCD or any other kind of OCD, hits everybody and their uncle has that intrusive thought around the world. All of us, all 8 point some odd billion of us, have intrusive thoughts. OCD of some kind, HOCD, it can come and go. Well, when the person's brain is in balance, the caudate nucleus shuts off intrusive thoughts that is not in line with your values. When it's malfunctioning and the signaling system also is out of whack, then these things could show up further. Then you have to help it to reboot itself and rewire itself to the default setting. And that's a process. So it's not like you're sick or something wrong or something's going to happen to you or something's going to change in you. It's an intrusive thought. And then the process of it is simple. So if it shows up, that doesn't mean, oh, it showed up again, so I'm not cured. It's not a matter of cured. It's how the human psyche is. It goes in the glitch of OCD, HOCD, other harm OCD, religiosity OCD, pedophiles, all kind of shit. You just have to be aware and recognize this is what it is, that's what it is, that's OCD, that's HOCD, that's intrusive thought, and then you deal with it, help it to rewire itself. Not that, oh, it sets a certain kind of a status for you. No, it doesn't. All right, but anyhow, I appreciate the fact that you have enjoyed the channel and the contents. No wonder we have like millions of subscribers, because this channel has got content is second to none. I just can't for the life of me believe why we're still not having that many subscribers. By the way, we just hit the highest in long time. 20 people are here, and I'm delighted to hear that, to see that. And so Blowtorch says, ho, 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 Mehran. All right, Blowtorch, ho, ho, ho to you as well, and thank you for that. Let me know your age, gender, where you're tuning in from, please. Mohammed says, any plans to stream from a nice island in 2024? Well, since last time, 2019, which I was in Hawaii, my favorite place on earth, which these bastards burned it down. I haven't gone anywhere. I haven't gone anywhere in the world. And, there were lots of restrictions here, travel, this and that, so forth. We have an idiot for prime minister, and he just comes up with all these cockamamie rules and changes the laws in the parliament. Anyhow, it's a mishmash here. So I haven't gone anywhere. I wish once the channel really has 1 million subscribers and there would be enough finances and channel makes enough money, Because as you know, all our 3,000 videos that are available on the channel, they're all free of charge, ready to be used anytime. And that's maybe perhaps we don't get any super chats or anything to support the channel. But once we have reached the number of subscribers that because of the advertisements on all these 3,000, we will end up getting some money from YouTube because of that many videos. They all have advertisement on it. And if you have enough subscribers and enough viewers, then we make money. Until then, we have no possibility of traveling somewhere to have a special workshop or a special, live streams to make it more interesting for you guys. So hopefully, if you guys would be kind enough to help the channel by promoting, talking about it in chat rooms or in your social media, so people will know about it and they come and subscribe, and then we'll increase our viewers and our subscribers. That could maybe give us enough funds that we could then travel around, put workshops, and people who know us in that town participate, and we'll have a great time. Because there's so many things I can show you when I'm physically there, because they can't be necessarily just talked about. And there are many things about mind and body coordination and the practices and exercises and meditations and some stuff like that, which is pretty amazing, but I can't do it sitting behind the desk. So having said that, Blowtorch says, Mail France 59. Bonsoir, monsieur. Comment ça va aujourd'hui? And so, soon enough, bonne année, yeah? And happy Noel, I guess. So what we have here. And Julian says, nonetheless, I still struggle with my sexual life with my girlfriend and my attraction to women in general. I hope I will recover from that too in 2004. There is no recovery needed. Everything that you need is there. It's no different than you're looking through your window. You sit in your living room and looking through the window and you see beautiful trees, ocean, ships, and cars passing by, and the sceneries and mountains, or whatever it is. Mountain and ocean can be read together, but ocean, let's say. And you see all these beautiful sceneries. And then one day you see, it's not so visible. It's difficult to see it. And you say, what happened to the view? What happened to the ocean? Nothing has happened to the ocean. Your window is foggy. Your window is dirty. The birds have shit on it. The things that you haven't cleaned up. It's just debris doesn't let you see what's out there. But what's out there, it's the same as every other time and all the time it's been out there. Nothing has changed with what's beyond the window. Just the window needs to be cleaned up. That's all. So same thing with you. You say you have difficulty or struggle with sexual life. It's not because your sexual drive or interest to the girls have gone anywhere. It's the confusion and obstruction of all these bullshit that has created a lodge in your head, and it's bothering you as, oh, that means I'm not perfect. Oh, am I changing? All these thoughts, because OCD, in French called OCD, the doubting disease. So these doubts are what the debris are that is actually messing up your, view, the window. So you need to understand that none of these can change you whatsoever in any shape or form. The thought that is interfering, bringing these intrusive thoughts, is distracting you from your natural abilities and natural inclination, your sexual life. It's creating that doubt by obscuring the clarity of the window. That's all. Your sexuality, your inclination, none of them have gone anywhere. They're still there and always will be there. They're just being distracted. That's all. It's like you're trying to read a book and the prints are there. The book is in front of you, but you can't really understand it. So what happened to my ability to understand or to read? Nothing. There's a loud construction work is going out there and it's distracting the hell out of you. You can't really focus because it's constantly interfering with your cognitive abilities, the sound and all these distractions. That's why many astronauts, before they go up, they put them in chambers of lots of noise and lots of different things that they don't expect. It pops out and all that to create the usefulness or being used to conditioning their mind to be solid and focused and not be distracted so easily. It's a conditioning. But because we don't have that conditioning, everything that is so important to us, that the brain attacks us with something that is most important to us, our sexuality, inclination, our manhood, whatever we are, and it attacks us, it terrifies us. And that being terrified is like when they are the astronauts being distracted by all these sounds and events that happens in the chamber, and they now, at the beginning, they're not trained to be able to take it, so they get really frightened and distracted, and they lose what they have to do. Same thing with you. You're being terrified and terrorized by your brain, and the brain actually wants to help you to protect yourself from something that it thinks there's a danger coming, but there is no danger signal because there is no actual danger, but the amygdala is sending emotional danger signals because something's gone wrong. It's overactive and it's malfunctioning. So keep sending these signals and terrifies you about, and the prefrontal cortex says, oh, there's a danger signal coming, but there's no content. So I got to find the content for it. What's so important that such a big signal could come? His sexuality is the most important thing to him, his identity. So I'm gonna connect these two. The signal is coming and give it a content of this sort, so it will fit the kind of a danger signal that has been sent by amygdala. And then you say, oh my goodness, it's about that. But no, the content was chosen for the signal was fired for no reason. And prefrontal cortex has to pick up something to make it jive, because they're all gone a little bit haywire. So you got to help it to rewire the brain, calm it down. Meditation brings more GABA neurotransmitters, which is very much responsible for calmness and bring order to the brain, and also responsible for managing intrusive thoughts. So you need to go through these practices, otherwise nothing has happened to you. It's just like a training for anything to become good at it. Soccer, tennis, piano, whatever. And this is one of the things you got to be good at, not to be distracted by the bullshit of the HOCD, knowing what it is, knowing how it operates, and knowing how to help the brain to rewire itself to help you to manage every time or anytime HOCD or any other kind of OCD would ever show up in your life. Blowtorch says, lovely to see you again. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And all right. And Princeton, he's here. He says, Mehra, thank you for extending my name. Says, where's my Christmas present? Here it is. Merry Christmas. He says, my Christmas tree is still empty. Mine too. At least you have a Christmas tree. I don't even have a Christmas tree. With this kind of viewers, the channel is going to go broke. I'm tired of supporting it. Tommy says, I didn't consent. I figured out they were secretly doing it. Oh, well, gee, that's terrible. Change the fucking company. When I found out I could. Good for you. All right. Now, if it's really some kind of thing, you can go file a lawsuit and say you need all the information about what they have done so you can counter it if you think there's something happening to you. Otherwise, they would have to, be responsible and accountable for what they have done without people knowing. Blowtorch says, for 20 months, and you helped me going through this pain by making me think that my brain is not me. I didn't make you think. It's the fact. It's a fact. If you watch the video that I made, it's 45 minutes. It's as strong as it can come with all the scientific reasonings and philosophical point of views proving to you that you're not the brain and brain is not you. With the experiments that Dr. Leibet has done, it's amazing experience, which I've explained it in this. You are not. And there it is. That's the video that is long-winded, however, it packs so much information that nobody can ever dispute that it is true. You're not the brain, brain is not you, and all the evidence is there. Here's the link. You can watch it with a cup of coffee, or maybe 10 cup of coffee, or 10 cup of tea, depending what you like, or you're French, probably a couple of bottles of wine, I don't know. Because it's a long one and you don't want to watch it all at the same time. Maybe 15 minutes and then another 15 minutes another day and so on. So it proves to you that you're not the brain and brain is not you. My goodness, we have a super chat. Who broke the bank? Who broke the protocol here? We never receive super chat. Once in a blue moon, like we don't exist. But the channel appreciates that. Salut. And we have and says going through this pain making me think that my brain is on me. Meditation and self-awareness provides gradual recovery. Yes, it does. It's very good for you. And Tommy says, I'll try the breathing exercise and report back later. You can do it right now with me, as I mentioned. It's amazing. And Adrian, aka Rocky, says, Mehran, can you explain the flow of energy, like, for example, in Aikido? Flow of energy is not something that you create. Flow of energy is something that you observe, notice, feel, because it's already happening from one end of the universe to the other end of the universe, from left to right to left, front and back, all in between, and up and down, and again, all in between. The universal energy is traveling from one end to the other all the time. So it's not something you create, you need to create. It's already done. What you need, you just need to align yourself, harmonize yourself on it, and ride on it, or recognize it that is flowing. And on its travel from one end of the universe to the other end of the universe, it's going to pass through you because you're part of the whole universe itself. And it's passing through from all possible angles and directions, which means they're all going to join at your one point, a hypothetical point about 20 centimeters below the navel, you know? And they all join at that same very, very super small, atomic small point in the lower abdomen. And that's the place you focus on all these energy lines coming together, pouring into the one point, pouring into that hypothetical point. And you focus on that flow. You focus on that flow. The reason I came up with this idea that you focus on that flow, because the meditation, the way I learned it, was to focus on a small point and have that point constantly get smaller, 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 which was perfectly fine. But it was a bit challenging for the brain sometimes to continue condensing it, because it would get bigger after you reach a certain kind of a point, as small as you could make it. Either you would be successful to stay there and no more you could make it smaller, or it would start expanding without having any choice. So I devised this system of you focus on the flow of all these energy lines when they all join together at the one point. They're all flowing, pouring, absorbed into the one point. You just focus on the flow into that infinitely small point, You focus on the flow as it enters into the point and vanishes there. So you focus on the flow. And because it's a flow, you never get tired of it and never get it to stop. It's a dynamic thing. So you're focusing on an activity. That's why your brain will be busy enough not to deviate from it to go somewhere else, and stays focused because you're watching a game, you're watching a movement, you're watching an activity. You know, if you're watching soccer and the ball doesn't move, you stop watching. You start watching other places, distracted because there's no movement. But as long as the ball is moving, they're passing and action is happening, you're with the ball, you're with the game. So here I created this movement of the flow of the energy into the one point. And of course, the next step would be that it flows through and then expands. That's when you expand it, continues its travel through the one point and expands from the other end. And again, you change the concentration meditation to expansion meditation at the same time. But for the concentration part of it, you focus on the flow of the energy lines into the one point. So it's a continuous movement. So your distraction will not go anywhere. It will not happen. You're focused, mindful on that activity, flow of the energy line of the universe into the one point, which is you. And you and the flow become one. There's nothing but the flow. So you become energy altogether. There is no physical being anymore. That's a beautiful connection with the universe. You become one with the universe. Universe becomes I am. It's an amazing feeling. I'm sorry, I went too far in it and I neglected you guys, but it's a beautiful feeling. So that's the energy line movement that is actually flow of the energy, because the flow of energy is happening by the universe, not by you. So that's why it's so easy to become one with it. You're not creating it. It's already done. And for us to be alive, that universal energy must be going continuously from one end of the universe to the other end of the universe, because that is what gives life to everything. And since everything is still alive, then the flow of energy goes through everything, including you. So it's easy to become one with it. Just got to sit down and enjoy it. All right, get me talking about these things, we'll go overboard. What time is it? Oh my goodness. I got to cut it off because I got to go see my mom soon enough. And Charles DC says, Merry Christmas, Mehran. You helped me a lot, and I'm thankful for all you've done for me. All the best for you and your family. And thank you very much, Charles. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. And Muhammad, I guess, M, says, I understand this might need a long time to answer it, but I would appreciate a short, quick one. Why, despite we have lots of knowledge, it is not easy to apply it once we are in a trouble. Mm-hmm. Breakup, lack of confidence, intrusive thoughts, etc. Sometimes it seems, despite all the know-how or all the knowledge, we are unable to help ourselves and use this knowledge. Any recipe to be bulletproof? Well, that's a very good thing to ask. At the same time, very accurate. It's going to take a long time to answer. I'm not going to be able to do it here, Mohammed. If you want to make an appointment with me, we'll discuss it there thoroughly. Otherwise, I have to make different videos for every chapter, every question that you had here. They're very valid question, very good thing to think about. Maybe I'll make a video on them and go from there. We have Majid here with super chat. My goodness, we got the second super chat today. Everybody is breaking the bank today. I appreciate that. And Majid says, Mehran, I cannot sleep. Been like this for years. Any tips, please? Well, your brain is active when it doesn't need to be active. and you may have lots of things on your mind during the day, and perhaps you're worried about certain things that you shouldn't, it is possible that one of the things that occupies your mind is about the question of your fiancée and her parents. That, if I'm not mistaken, that was you who posed that. And that is not letting you, if you say if it's been for years, maybe not, that's not it. Maybe it's just generally you are having lots of second thoughts and challenges that you're trying to deal with, and you're constantly seeking conclusion. One of the reasons that your brain remains active even when you want to sleep, because you're constantly, all throughout the day, you're seeking conclusion of different chapters and different dilemmas that you're dealing with. And you need to learn how to live with uncertainty. In other words, I don't need a conclusion. I will deal with it as it comes. When it comes, the time that this, what I'm thinking, could possibly come to certain kind of fruition, whether in line with my values or not, whether what I hope it to be or not, it's beside the point. You said the time for that is not now. So why am I trying to create a conclusion for something that naturally will show its conclusion in fruition in the future time? But that future time is not here yet. I'm trying to create what's going to be then now. Why? Because I'm seeking conclusion. I have an OCD and I want to know. And you got to let go the want to know part. I don't want to know. I don't care. My life is about a smooth sailing. When I come up to a fish, then I decide if I want to catch it or not. Otherwise, I keep on sailing on the ocean of life. I'm not going to be sending my cast out just in case tomorrow I run out of fish and I want to catch one. No, tomorrow, if it's time and I don't have any food, I'll go fishing. But I'm not going to throw it and sit here because I want to make sure that tomorrow there would be a fish on my hook by the time I'm running out of fish. That's a little bit too organized, too cumbersome, too conclusion style of living and trying to make sure everything is perfect. There's no such thing. This whole life was created out of chaos. And in this chaos, the venue of chaos, you want to create perfection. The whole life is temporary. The whole life is impermanent. We all die someday. But during and in this framework of impermanence, you want to create permanency of this situation and that situation and this to be perfect and that to be there. It's not going to jive. It's going to create lots of harassment for you. It's going to create lots of oscillations in your nervous system. You need to be harmonized with the universe. Universe is flowing forward. You flow forward. When something comes, you deal with it with your know-how. Otherwise, trying to prepare for everything that hasn't come up, and that's probably in your head, is going to keep you awake all night. And incorporate meditation and incorporate learning to decrease the ripples of the mind and the activities, and meditation can help you with that. And that cannot be done just at the time of sleeping. You got to do it during the day, 1 or 2 times, short time, 5-10 minutes, depending on your availability. And then before sleeping time, you can sit on your knees somewhere in your home and do it, or while you're sleeping, you get onto the meditation part, bring the activities and ripples of the brain down, and then you naturally will fall asleep. The rest of it is history. And says, sorry, it's little. No, thank you. I appreciate it. It's bigger than any other super chat we received today. So I don't think anybody can top that today. Jeremy Bailey is here. Jeremy says, oh, I see. Okay. Yes, Jeremy is right. Magnesium is very good. It calms you down, calms your muscles and relaxes you, and helps the blood pressure to come down, and it's all good stuff. All right. And we say, Great Jedi, Serena is here. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well, dear. Thank you for joining us. You haven't been around for a bit. and delighted to see you. And Luna says, take care and stay well, dear Mehran. Finally, I got it right this time. Bye-bye. Yes, you did. Yes, yes, yes. Bless you. And thank you very much. And Great Jedi has sent us a super chat. For what? I don't know, but we certainly appreciate it. It says, happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well, dear. And we have Rahul. Oh, Rahul, you haven't been around for a long time. How is it going with your wife? Things back to normal, I hope. Says, hello, Mehran, 34, male, India. Wife is staying with me since last 10 months. Ah, wunderbar. And says, but we don't have much bonding, closeness. Why don't we have bonding and what to do? I give to job. I go to job in morning and return in evening. Well, look, you can't expect the bonding happen together. You still need to help your wife to forgive you, even though she seems to have forgiven you, but she hasn't forgotten. So you might take the approach of little good things, but all the time. Don't go on and buy a big thing once in a while and hope that this will remedy everything or you'll be on the good side of your wife. Your wife is hurt, still hurt. Whatever it was that happened between you two, which I know, it somehow is in her mind. She's there for the sake of tradition and sake of marriage and sake of the child. You need to change that to all that plus because you love her. In order to show that you love her, you need to do lots of little good things. Like, don't be shy to bring her flower every day. If not every day, every week. Every week, bring this conditioning that every Saturday you go out and buy flower when you come back home and give it to her with a little kiss on her hand or little kiss on her cheek, depending on her mood. You have to be tender with her. She is still angry, and you need to change her mind, not by words, by actions. Be gentle, be kind, be subservient sometimes. Help her to realize that you will never make that mistake again. Without talking about it, don't even talk about it. Just positive, loving, caring, genuinely caring actions, little things. Maybe she likes a little cake. Sometimes you pass by, say, dear, I was passing by this store, which you went. You actually went to that store out of your way because you know which store has what she likes, and you bought that. Say, I thought of you. And put it there and go. Don't wait for any payment, like a hug or a thank you. Just put it there and go to whatever it is that you got to do around the home. Next time, a little flower. Next time, just say, honey, I have made a reservation for us for a nice dinner. Let's, I don't know, do up, or let's get ready and go to do that. Or make sure this would be maybe something with her parents if she's more comfortable. So she won't say, no, I don't want to come to dinner alone with you or something. Obviously, things are better than before, but you don't relent. You don't give up on trying to fix things without mentioning any word, why or what about, or have you forgiven me? Have you forgiven? How about you? None of that shit. Just do good things, small little things, but continuous, every few days. I think that would melt any ice, let alone someone who's hurt. And you can do that. I know you can. And says also how to make bond with my child. Same thing. Spend time with them. Don't just buy gifts for your child. Play with the child. Take her places, a zoo or here or there, or playground where she likes, and spend time with her. And she says, I feel my 4-year-old daughter also not much close to me. Yeah, because the mother's feeling is not close to you. So you got to do both. Do fun things for both, separately and together. Through time, maybe a few months, continuously doing these things, your wife will learn you really love her and respect her. And then she will transfer that love and respect to your daughter towards you. They will work out. And Blowtorch sent us a super chat. My goodness, what's happening today? I can't believe my eyes. So we have 2.49 pounds. That's wunderbar. It says breakups are hard to process. Our podcasts are great. Okay. Is that a suggestion for the title of the podcast, Blowtorch, or are you just telling me that you have a podcast? and we have Kosar Star says, God bless you, Master. I'm no master, but God bless you as well. And thank you for that. Alex Kananis says, Merry Christmas, man. Merry Christmas, Alex, to you as well, and yours. And Alex says, how do you stop looping in negative thoughts or daydreaming and stay in the present? Daydreaming, you can jolt it out by the exercise that I mentioned about double breathe and exhale out, and you will come out of it. You'll be very relaxed, but you will come out of whatever it was. And of course, you practice meditation because that keeps you focused on a certain task, and that certain task, whatever it may be, your meditation style, will help the brain to become disciplined to stay on whatever it is later on you want it to stay on, whether it's a game, whether it's studying. So you learn how to stay focused, and that's a learning thing. It's a practice. So you keep doing it, becomes a conditioning, natural conditioning of your brain by default. And stay present is when you are focused on extending energy, then you're always in the present moment. But when there's no energy extended from you, in other words, you're not an extension of the universal flow of energy. As the universal flow of energy comes through you and passes through you, you need to boost this energy with a good intention toward a certain task, or use it for what it is that you're doing. You'll be aware and conscious about this flow of energy that has come from all across the universe and is passing through you, and you extend it forward. You recognize its movement and travel forward. You recognize, you see it, you feel it. When you're engaged in that thought process, you will be mindful in the present moment, because that flow can only happen in the actuality of life, not if you're, somewhere else in the memory or just, daydreaming. So in order for not daydreaming, you got to stay with something that is real, active in actuality, and has movements. And that's the energy of the universe as passing through you. You recognize it and stay with it as is extending and moving forward. You see it, you feel it, you travel with it. So in other words, you're here, but your mind through the energy is accompanying the energy when it's traveling further out into the universe. In that way, you're in the actuality, you're having a movement, and that movement keeps your mind mindful and will not deviate to daydream. And Rahul say, I always feel insecure that she may again leave me. Yes, and don't wait for her decision. Just do good things. Do good things. Do good things. Create love, not by force, by doing things, good things for her, small little things, constantly, until she feels she needs to love you because she wants to, because you're a good man, and you got to show that. Don't go through a tradition of, oh, you're my wife, you have to listen to me, you submit to me. All that bullshit is a lovemaking game in the bedroom. That's between you two. But when you're out, you equally try to be loving toward each other. So stop that traditional thing that, forces woman to respect the husband because I'm a husband. No, respect you because you're a good man. Because you don't require respect. She wants to give you that because of the way you treat her. That's the real respect. Respect should not be given out of fear, should be given out of love and voluntarily. All right. And Rahul says, thanks a lot, Mehran. You're quite welcome. And the last question I guess we have says, AB says, you're amazing. You helped us a lot. My pleasure, my dear friends. And it's now time for me to wish you one more time a Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year. We will be having live streams from now on. And also, I wanted to remind you that the site that I have, mind@seekstruth.com, is now equipped to have group sessions. So in other words, the ones who cannot afford to have a full-on one-on-one Skype consultation, which costs you quite a bit, which of course I'm increasing that price as well too, but now we have group session, which takes at least 3 people to join before the group session goes on, but it's only $48, which everybody could possibly afford, and goes maximum of 10 people in a session, and the time is not 1 hour, is at least 2 or 3 hours, depending on the number of the participants. The more they will increase to the, so we'll have enough time for everybody to share their questions, get their answers, so everybody benefits from the questions of others and hearing the answers to the other people's questions, and plus their own questions. We'll have ample time, and it's very nominal fee for everybody to afford and also be able to deal with what it is that is concerning them. So do make sure that we will have that register in the group session. We already have 1 already registered, so we need 2 more in order to set up finalize that time and the day for it, and then you can bring your questions and enjoy. And then if we will have any more than that, up to 10 people, and it'll be on Zoom or Skype. So we'll all see each other and we'll talk and hear each other. It's no longer writing and all that. And so that would be something that I have now asked. And that cost us a bundle to have that added to the site. Believe it or not, it cost me $2,000 just to put that feature in. So you guys, many of you that have been wanting to talk to me and couldn't afford it, now it's a possibility. So the channel can also benefit from it, and you guys can also benefit from its new availability. So MA says, what is the schedule for the live stream? The live stream, guys, we will have it probably every day until as long as we can make it, definitely into January. And I try to have as many as I could, not overwhelming it. But, the more we see people showing up, it encourages me to put more of them. But when we have 2 or 3 people, I mean, it's just not the way it should be. It should be at least double the number that we have today. Like we had 20 people at one point today, which is very unheard of for the long term. We used to have 40, 50 people. I don't know what happened. I think YouTube has decided to kind of fade us away. Our videos don't get much viewers and our subscription is lower. And however, the quality of videos are even better than before. So now, having said all that, don't forget about checking the site, www.mind-seekstruth.com or .com. Mind-seekstruth.com. All right, there it is. And check out and see how it works. And click on the group session. Once you click on the consultation or talk to Mehran, you can see the group session. Click on that, and the price will change to $40. And MC is here as well. Well, MC, thank you for being here. But it's time for me to mosey on out. I got to get ready and go see my mom at the care center. So it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to our next live stream, which is probably going to be late tonight, Vancouver time, about maybe 12 midnight Vancouver time, or a bit earlier. I'm not sure, maybe 11:30. So I look forward to see you all in there, because I think tomorrow is a holiday everywhere in the world, I believe. So I look forward to our next live stream. In the meantime, be good to yourself, and to the others, I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.